Hey guys, how's it going? I wanted to go through and explain a little bit about what's going on with some of the AP exams. We just got some information last night, and the College Board has been putting some stuff up on their website today. So I wanted to try and push this out to as many people as possible. The first thing we need to know for chemistry specifically is the exam time. So chemistry is going to be at 1 p.m. Central Time on May 14th. That is going to be the time for you to go through and take the exam. Now, what if you can't make that time? Well, I'm going to let you guys know if you can't make that time because gosh, it just isn't that great of a time for you, and it would really be nice if no. Cancel some stuff. Try to switch your work schedule or anything like that. Try your best to make it this time because there's only going to be one other chance for you to take it. There's only going to be one makeup exam time. Thursday, May 14th at 1 p.m. Central. That is going to be when the chemistry exam is. Now, if you can't make it, then there are going to be some makeup times. The makeup time for chemistry is going to be Tuesday, June 2nd at 3 p.m. Central. That is the makeup time. Again, that is the last time you can possibly take it. So it's not going to be a matter of, man, I just wish I had an extra couple of weeks. No. Don't pull any of that. Take it as early as you can because in these times, we have no idea what's going to happen. So it's better to plan to take the test early and then fail and you'll have one backup than plan to take it on the makeup time. Don't try to do that. So that is going to be the time for chemistry. So what is the chemistry exam actually going to look like? Everyone knows that the last two units, acid base, equilibria, and Gibbs free energy and electrochemistry, all that stuff is not going to be on the exam. So what is it going to actually look like? Well, here it is. You're going to have about 45 minutes plus a little bit to take this exam. You're going to have the first question. It's going to be 25 minutes long. It's going to be a long free response question. So that means it's going to be one of those multi part A, B, C, D, E, G, H, F, I, all of those things. Those letters didn't come out in the right order, but you know what I mean. Where you go through, actually do this free response question. In general, it's going to be about analyzing the system, supporting your claim with some evidence, talk about things on representations of particles and microscopic levels. So think about things like drawing a Lewis structure, drawing molecules in a beaker, talking about intermolecular forces with little dash lines, things like that. That's going to be your first question. You'll have 25 minutes. At that point, you'll have 5 minutes to upload any materials. What do I mean by upload materials? In some of your AP classes, it's going to be very easy for you to just type a response, and then that's that. In chemistry specifically, there is a whole bunch of different things you can do. You can write out answers. You can write out your math work for your calculations. You can draw a Lewis structure. You can draw an experimental design. You can draw graphs and figures. There are so many different aspects of chemistry that I would really suggest starting the exam with 4 or 5 blank sheets of paper and writing out your answers. I understand that for some of this, it may be easier for you to type, but I would highly suggest having paper ready. That way you don't have to explain something when you could be drawing something. So go through, draw things out, and then you're going to be taking a picture. If you're doing this exam on your phone, it's going to be very easy to just take a picture of it and then move on. If you are doing this on a laptop, you might have to do something like hold up a sheet of paper, take a picture of that, and then upload it that way. Another way you can do that is take a picture using your phone, move that digital picture to your laptop, and then submit it. So being able to, one other way you can do that is by taking a picture with your phone, taking that digital picture from your phone to your laptop through email or something like that, and then uploading it onto the your AP test. Now, that can take a little bit of time. If you don't know what you're doing, it may take you longer than 5 minutes. So, I would highly suggest going through, looking at the AP Central's website and some of those practice problems that I've been putting out, or that if you're not one of my students, talk to your AP teacher and see if you can't get them to put some free response questions that you can practice with, and practice uploading a document, uploading a picture. I have a couple of free response questions I've been posting. Go through and make sure that you're able to do that, because it would be criminal to go through, get everything right. You have studied everything, and it takes you 6.5 minutes to upload a document, and you can't be scored because you didn't upload your documents in time. Practice that just as a way of making sure that you know what you're doing as far as your AP test is concerned. That's going to be question one. Question two is going to be same thing, except this is going to be 15-minute question. So instead of A through I, it might be A through D. So you're going to go through in the same way as before, go through your free response. Then you'll have an additional 5 minutes to upload your documents. All in all, that should take you about 45 minutes. So that's why I'm saying it's about 45 minutes long. This is only a 2-question test. Now, my students know that when I did free response tests, they were 2 questions long, but it took an hour. So it's going to be very similar to that. So if you want more information on this, please go through and check the AP website. There's been a whole heck of a lot of information that's been put out in the past day. Go through, check it out. One thing I want to go over real quick is I know some students were somewhat concerned with test security. In other words, everyone's going to cheat. If everyone cheats, because it's a take-home exam, everyone cheats. Colleges won't accept the scores. Oh no, what kind of horrible, horrible problem is this going to be? Couple things on that. The first is College Board has reached out to well over 100 different universities, ranging from small ones all the way up to like Yale and Ivy League schools, and have worked with them to make sure that the colleges have the confidence that this test actually shows academic ability, which means that you can get college credit for it. The colleges have kind of gone through and said what you are doing in order to prevent cheating is good enough for us to ensure that everything is okay, that what you're doing is all on the up and up. So what is it that they're actually doing to prevent this mass cheating? Well, the first thing that they're doing is kind of changing how things work. The first thing is that everything's going to be open note, open Google, open everything. You no longer, you will be provided, the constants and equation sheet, but at the same time, you won't need it, because that's not going to be the challenging part. The challenging part is not going to be something that you can look up easy. They're not going to give you a question like define electronegativity. That's easy. You can Google that, you can paraphrase it, put it in your own words, and hooray, you got it. That's not going to be what they're testing. They're going to be giving you a situation. Describe this in terms of electronegativity. Or they're going to give you a scenario and say, using what you know about electronegativity, describe what will happen if I change this. It's going to make you kind of really think and understand the system and the concepts. I remember in college, if a professor told me that we're going to have an open note, open book exam, I crapped my pants, because I knew it was going to be pretty difficult. So be aware of that. You'll have a whole bunch of information in front of you, but you're going to need to be able to, one, recall that information quickly, because you have 25 minutes to do a full long free response question, and then 15 minutes to do a shorter free response question. So you're going to need to have pretty quick recall, and you can't spend 5 minutes looking up something in a book. Or researching Google to figure out this answer. It's going to be pretty quick. Be aware of of what's going on there. The other thing you're going to need to be aware of is, as far as the whole anti-cheating thing, they're going to be using plagiarism software. So if you go through and everyone's doing it, someone snaps a picture of their answer and throws it up on Reddit, then you go to Reddit and then copy and paste it, then that's going to be caught through plagiarism checkers. So then at that point, your scores are going to be, you know, rendered invalid, and then you're going to have to accept your consequences. More on the consequences later. So the other way that they're doing it, fears that people have had were, well, I'm just going to get my graduate student cousin who's, teaches chemistry to take it for me. That's one thing that can happen. They mentioned something that was very intriguing to me, namely that they have imposter algorithms. In other words, an algorithm to tell if you are all of a sudden switching up your writing style. Then they can tell, this is not the person that it was before. So uh, if that is flagged, then a further investigation is going to go into it, and you know determine if something if any academic malfeasance was taking place. Additionally, on top of all that, we as your AP teachers will be getting your results in like a couple weeks after you get the exam. So before they're even scored, we'll get your results. And I can go through and look. And if I see John Smith, random name, is all of a sudden, using words that he has never used in class, I can then go and say, uh, check this guy out. Check this guy out. Be aware of that. I can. The College Board is allowing the AP teachers to additionally flag students that are maybe cheating. There's always the wonderful example of me as an American reading a paper, and all of a sudden the American student is spelling color with a U, um, and you're wondering like, wait, no, no, you don't spell. Uh, it happens. So those are all some things that the colleges know that College Board is putting forward to make sure that uh, the students are the ones taking the test. That the test is testing the student's knowledge and not their ability to Google. Everyone has kind of agreed this is the best of a bad situation. This works. We will accept these scores for what they are.